What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. There's been this video going around about a podcast called Joe Budden TV. I've never actually watched any of their podcasts before, so I can't really tell you what topics they talk about. But there's this one clip from one of their podcasts that happened 2 weeks ago called PS5 and Video Games from the Female Perspective. And I can already tell that this was going to be a really bad take on the topic because of the like and dislike ratio. Obviously, this is what the video is going to be about, and you guys already know how this works. I'll play the video and I'll give my thoughts as it plays. So let's jump straight into it.
Wait, we getting there?
I didn't even mean to, but it just crossed my mind. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with y'all grown ass men running around losing your minds over a PlayStation 5? It's called a PlayStation. Y'all are not that serious about doing nothing else. Y'all haven't been that serious about nothing or committed to nothing else.
People these days really like video games, and when a new console comes out, people are going to want it, along with everyone else that's going to get it for someone for Christmas. So of course everyone is out to get one right now.
She's like going on till she could not grasp the concept of everybody going crazy over PS5.
I can't grasp the concept.
Have y'all dated men that were into video games ever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but in my 20s,
I'll be honest with you. Not if I think of the top 10 best dicks I've ever had, they didn't play video games. So I'm convinced video games are for mediocre dicks.
Just her saying that tells me that she probably spends most of her free time out in bars or clubs, ending the night with one-night stands. While there's nothing wrong with doing that in your spare time, in my opinion, it's kind of a no-brainer that a lot of people there wouldn't be playing video games constantly because they would rather spend their time doing what she's doing. But if you met some guy at a coffee shop or at a grocery store and you actually get to know them as a person, he'll probably tell you that he plays video games in his spare time. On top of this, a lot of people either don't consider themselves gamers or hide the fact that they play video games simply because they want to avoid conversations like this one.
I grew up as a gamer, so it was okay with it. That was quite all right with me. I got excited too.
I don't know what grown man is spending that much time playing video
There's
games.
There's a lot of grown men spending a lot of time.
And
on
I don't
this
think that they're
a lot.
I don't think that you could be a great partner or a great lover
as
a grown man spending time playing video games.
If you're like
to say that someone won't be a great partner simply because they play video games is just flat out dumb. Just because one person has a hobby you may not like or understand, it doesn't make them a bad partner. They may not be the right partner for you, but not a bad partner overall.
Grown man spending time playing video games.
If you're like me and you're into gaming, I'll never forget when Ava was born. The new Grand Theft Auto drop with Nico Bellic, and like that was my escape, and that was our bonding time. We playing Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, you was shooting the prostitutes and then stealing their money back?
She was getting all the points hitting homeless people. She was hitting all the homeless people. She was.
In Broker.
It's really easy to tell whether or not someone has played video games before, at least video games today. The girl on the right clearly knows what she's talking about. The other two, on the other hand, just by saying you were shooting the prostitutes and the homeless people, already tells me that they've never touched GTA before, since 90% of the game doesn't involve that. I'm sure you can do that if you actually take time out of your day just to search for prostitutes and homeless people to shoot at, but I can't remember the last time a GTA game told the player to just go out and shoot prostitutes. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing.
We was fucking shit up in Broker City, you know? Like, and you know, between feeding, she's taking a nap, I'm on Vice. Like that's my Vice.
That's
yeah.
dope.
No, I mean, how many hours would you spend on that though? Like realistically?
4 to 6.
Wow.
A whole work
day?
shift?
Yeah.
I know that might sound abnormal for a lot of you, but that really isn't that abnormal, especially during times like these where you can't do anything outside your house. And before you go down the comments commenting how people that play video games for that amount of time must not have a life, the average person spends 4 hours watching TV a day along with 4.5 hours on their phone, which equals 8.5 hours of doing other electronic activities that aren't video games. And personally, I would much rather play a video game than watch TV, so don't hate the idea of playing 3 to 4 hours of video games because most people are doing much worse with their free time.
All right.
Wow.
It's a lot of missions.
Sis.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want my man coming to me like, man, you won't believe the weapons I got today. No,
It's not even just that. It's not even just that. I'm gonna speak directly to the failed athletes of America.
Uh-oh.
Most of y'all are complete trash at 2K and Madden, and y'all are dying. Y'all are literally spending what should be saved in your account because we don't know next time we get a stimulus check. Y'all are spending y'all hard-earned stimulus money on a console, a game console, and y'all are trash. Y'all suck at sports in real life and at the video game. I'm so baffled by that.
Living.
I like how the first games she mentions are Madden and 2K, which so happens to be one of the most hated franchise in gaming simply because it's the same game every year with a $60 price tag and features that could easily be added as DLC. But Madden and 2K aren't the only reasons people are buying this console for. The console itself now has 120 FPS support, which makes games feel a lot smoother, along with 4K and ray tracing for games that support it. This is a huge update compared to the PS4, along with exclusive games such as Spider-Man, The Last of Us, and God of War. These aren't great selling points to me since those games don't really interest me, and I already have a PC that runs games at 144 FPS, but I could see why people want the PS5. All it really comes down to is whether or not the purchase is worth it to you and if you're actually going to use the console. Clearly, these girls wouldn't understand or care about what I just said, so I can also see why people would be questioning the craze for one, but you're not a bad person if you do want one of these consoles.
Their careers through the game, sis.
Just watch your high school tapes. Like, I don't understand. Like, I can't wrap my head around spending $600-700 on a video game console.
I had to explain to my mother, it's a status thing. I had to explain to her, it's literally like when the new Jordans drop and everybody is like trying to get it first and be the one to have it first. Like it's somewhat of a similar thing with the PS5.
They was talking on Twitter, talking about, because a lot of men are asking their women for this game. It's like how we treat bags, apparently, they said. Like, damn, men can't want for nothing. But this is something that I guess a lot of men want. So they want their significant others to buy it for them. I guess it's the same way we
saw
ask the bags.
my friend in his IG stories put his PS5 in a seatbelt, like wrapped it in a seatbelt and said, taking my child home.
Yeah, problematic.
Yes.
That's problematic.
Yes.
Y'all gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better.
Hey, Shane, what's up?
It's whack.
I'm so glad.
Sorry, Shane, that's dumb. You are so dumb.
You are
for real.
so dumb.
So it's dumb to be excited about bringing a project you've been waiting to use home? I still don't understand why they hate this trend because I bet $20 that they do the same thing with Kim Kardashian's next fragrance pack.
I'm so glad I got an old man because I feel like when he was growing up,
I think it's hilarious.
I don't think they had video games when he was growing up.
Oh,
so,
don't do that. Don't do that. He's not that old.
Atari.
He's not that old.
Did he have Atari?
I mean, he might have had a Sega Genesis because Sega was fire. Don't
What
forget
year was that
Sega
come
Genesis or the
That,
original
like
64.
90, well, Sega originally came out maybe like the late 80s, but it popped off like 92,
Sega Genesis
94.
was like 92, like 92,
I feel like he was out when
Game
kids actually
Boys,
went
like we
outside.
had Game Boys. Game Boys were cool. You know what I'm saying? Before
He
they
definitely had
had the little
Nintendo.
thing.
Like that's a given.
Who didn't have Nintendo? Everybody had
Everybody
Nintendo.
had Nintendo.
He's almost 20 years
Nintendo
older than
came
me.
out in 85, so yes, he had Nintendo.
He definitely had Nintendo.
So it's clear that they grew up with video games. I think the problem here is that they understand why video games are so popular, but they haven't grown out of the stereotype of video games being only for kids. I can't blame them too much for this since a lot of people were raised with this mentality. My parents, for example, grew up with this mentality. They played arcade games and understood why people played them, but they hate the idea of grown men playing video games simply because they see video games as a childish activity. And I think that's all this is just old stereotypes that people haven't grown out of. That's about it as far as bashing gamers go. If you want to take one thing out of this video, it's that you shouldn't judge people for their hobbies and it shouldn't determine whether or not someone can be a great partner. Everyone is different, everyone has different hobbies, and it's up to the person looking for a relationship to find that someone they'd want to spend most of their time with. That is going to be it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on this topic? Let me know down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe for more content, and I will talk to you all later.